Strikers. This guy. Picked him number 1 overall on our draft. I still have him in fantasy. The guy, I can't find myself selling him. I believe I'm going to check real quick to make sure that I'm not lying to you, because that'd be kind of crap if I did. I have no idea what my team. I have not looked at it for a week. Oh no, I still have him. Man, the myth, Lukaku. Look, this guy, he's a beast. He'll probably win the Golden Boot if Harry Kane doesn't. But he's done pretty much nothing since Pogba has been out, I feel like. But again, am I being too harsh? He's got 2 assists in the last 4 games. But if people are going to keep bringing up Firmino and how bad he is, even though I see the whole picture and he's doing really well, if people are going to say how he's doing poor for Liverpool because he's not scoring goals, can we get on Lukaku's back for not scoring goals for the last 4 games when he started out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goals in 7 matches?
Look, I'm not going to get on his back about it because he is at the top, or at least near the top of goal scorers. All we can ask is for him at the end of the season to be in that running of top goal scorers. Obviously, based on United history, we've become accustomed to asking a lot more from our forwards. But based on recent history, man, I don't know if we're in the position to expect a 23-year-old to fill the boots of guys like, Ruud van Nistelrooy, even Wayne Rooney in his prime, So I think it's his first year at United. It's going to take a bit of time for him to get it together. He's at the top, if not tied at the top. He's got a similar amount of goals to Harry Kane. I mean, yes, he's gone through a drought, but we know forwards go through droughts. And I hate the criticism of he never scores in big games. I need to pull up that stat for you guys. I don't have it right now, but I'll pull it up for the next episode, comparing the top strikers in the Premier League and how much they've scored against top 3 or top 4 opposition historically. It's not that high. You don't buy these guys. Yes, you buy them for that, Champions League game winner or the game winner in the tough games. Of course you do. But most of the time that doesn't pan out that way. And unfortunately, because Lukaku has this massive price tag, he's young, he's a polarizing figure, he gets, in my opinion, unfairly criticized for his goal rate. He's near the top of the Premier League, first year at United, Old Trafford. You look at Mkhitaryan in his first year, dude almost crumbled. You look at Lindelof right now in his first year at Old Trafford, he's crumbling. It's a big stage to play at. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a United fan. It's the biggest club in the world. And for him to come in at 23 years old and be tied with Harry Kane on goals right now, he's fine, dude. He's doing fine.
That's true. The worst thing you can do as the media in Manchester is give him pressure, or the fans. Yeah. You don't want any pressure on this guy, because if he and Pogba stay together, glory will probably be coming back to United in the next 5-6 years.
Easily. Maybe even 2 to 3, dude. Yeah. Because now you start building around, okay, you got your top spine, right? You got your goalkeeper. We're still working on that center back, hoping it's Bailly, but still working on it. Center mid, Pogba. And then, a number 10 kind of working on it, maybe Mkhitaryan when he feels good. And then you got Lukaku. So we have 3 of the 5 spine positions, 3 of the 4 spine positions locked up. So they're not that far from being a powerhouse team, but, still ways to go.
All right. So let's move on from that. Lukaku keeping. I know this is kind of a weird one, but we did bring him up last week. Callum Wilson. I know this is just like a soft spot for me.
Yeah, a little bit, but to your defense, I'm sure you're going to go into why. Talk about the last game he played in.
Yeah, last game he didn't get a goal, but he looked very close. I mean, he had multiple chances to get a goal, and he's going against Huddersfield at home, Swansea away, Burnley at home, Southampton home, then Crystal Palace away. So again, 5.9 price. He's only owned by 1% of the game. If he stays healthy, he's a player that will get some good stats. He could be, even though he's teammates with him, this is the type of player that could put up Defoe type of numbers on a lower team.
Cool.
All right. Selling. I already brought him up once or twice. Aguero. look, when it comes down to his health, I don't know if you mess with that. He collapsed in the locker room, went to the hospital. They say that he's fine. People are saying they might be fit for the match this weekend. But why? Why risk it? Why have him play? There's no reason for Aguero to play in this game this week. Have him play a little bit. Sit out, get some rest. I mean, it is what it is. They're playing, Leicester away? Come on.
You know, and the thing is with City is that they have plenty of depth in the front six positions. So there's no need for them to risk Aguero. You can put Jesus at that 9 spot and then wing him with Sane and Sterling on the other side. And then De Bruyne and David Silva sitting behind. So there's no need to risk it. I would keep a close eye on the news, keep reading for updates, maybe set up a Google alert for Aguero. But I totally back Huss in this. When you hear stuff about people passing out, that's not like a knock in training. That, that could be more serious. It could be, he's dehydrated or he stood up too quickly, whatever. But these athletes are some of the most in shape human beings on this planet. And for him to just pass out, usually that's not, a great sign. So for fantasy points, or for fantasy perspective, I would stay away from him. And, stepping away from the fantasy perspective, I hope everything's okay with him. I want to say thoughts and prayers, but that's so cliched at this point. But for sure, we talk a lot of smack about these players. We talk a lot of smack about these teams, but we never really want to see, anything serious happen to these guys. At the end of the day, this is their livelihood. For us, it's a sport, it's a passion, it's something we love. For them, they're trying to feed their families. They're trying to move out the hood. They're trying to move the hood out the hood. So you never want to see these kind of stories. So hopefully he's okay, man. Reports say he's okay. That's great news.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I brought it up. I forget whether we talked about before the show or on the show, but same thing happened to Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool. Well, not the same thing, sorry, but he saw the medical staff at Anfield, and he admitted himself to the hospital. Same thing. You may not be a Klopp guy, you may not be a Liverpool guy, but you do not want to see people going to the hospital for certain health reasons.
Yep, agreed, man.
All right,
on a less serious note, Chase.
So risk. Oh man, he's been okay this year. And look, Burnley. I brought up Burnley so much this week just for the fact everyone keeps saying Pope. I'm going with Tammy Abraham of Swansea, who's facing Burnley.
Wow, and Tammy Abraham has hit the Huss radar. I love it.
Yeah, I saw him at the beginning of the year, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, me and Fareed have been sort of quietly giving each other high fives about this guy, man. Fareed's obviously known him for a little bit longer than me, considering he's a Chelsea youth prospect. But yeah, he's looking good, man. He's looking really dangerous, really dynamic guy. He's long, he's powerful. Obviously, still has to get a bit more of muscle on his body, but man, he's looking good, dude. That's a nice shout for a risk.
Thanks. I mean, the only reason why I've known him for probably a year and a half, 2 years, is because I remember there was a big argument about who had the better youth products, and someone was going after Fareed with the Chelsea. So I did some research on Chelsea youth because they kept on winning the FA Cup for the youth, and this guy came up. I started reading about this guy, and he just seemed outstanding. And now, he has a well-deserved loan to a team in the EPL, which is nice because he's going to get some physical play as well.
Absolutely.
He's priced at 5.9, 17.7% own him, and since week 6, so last 6 weeks, he's gone every other week to have an assist or a goal. So when that comes down to it, he didn't have a goal or assist against Brighton. So if the trend continues every other week, he's due for an assist or a goal against Burnley. And then everyone that picks up Pope, blah.